All right, yo, welcome to the last Big Boy Basics, the full body workout day 3, workout C, whatever you want to call it. So today our main mover is deadlifting for the back. As you can see, I'm warming up with the barbell, very complicated. I'm going to add on a plate, keep it simple. I'm going to add on another plate, and I'm just warming up with plates on my deadlift. Nothing complicated. I didn't do that full leg warm up you saw like on day 1. I don't feel like I need it for deadlifts. Would it help? Probably. Don't be like me. I'm a bum sometimes, and this is my bum day. So you see, for my working weight, I'm working up to 3 sets of 4 to 6. So I'm doing 405. I'm going to use my belt, get into position, work on those. Now, I haven't deadlifted in a long time. Like, it's been a year since I probably seriously trained deadlifts. So I just kind of put on 4 plates to gauge where I'm feeling at. So I'm going to have a lighter RPE, RAR today. I'm not going to be going like max effort on deadlifts. I really was sticking around like RPE 7 or RAR 2, right? I probably had 2 reps left in the tank for a lot of these sets because I was just starting out again. So I was gauging it out. Now, with the deadlift, I do recommend a heavy pull in the program. If you don't want to deadlift, though, you have options as always. So I typically recommend a trap bar deadlift for most people. If you're not powerlifting, I don't really see a point in deadlifting when you could trap bar deadlift if you have that available at your gym. If you don't, maybe consider a block pull if you want to do that, if you like starting in a higher position. Or you can always do the conventional deadlift, sumo deadlift if you want to cause a stir at the gym. Oh, he's cheating on his deadlift, whatever. Or you can rack pull to really overload the traps. What I really want is a heavy pull because it's good for your spinal erectors, and it's a functional movement. You should be able to pick things up off the ground. So whoever said deadlifting isn't functional, pick something up off the ground and tell me that's not functional. Now, with my gym, with my deadlifts, I seek out a specific bar at the gym because it's a little thinner, so it's a lot easier to grab. It weighs the same. It's still 45 pounds, but I don't have to use my wrist straps, and I can use hook grip on the barbell. So that's the grip I typically use. I don't use the mixed grip. The hook grip works best for me. It's something I've worked up to over time, kind of training those thumbs, because it does hurt after a bit. If you don't know what that is, you're basically wrapping your thumb around the bar, and then your index finger goes over your thumb. You can Google it if you want. I have little manlet hands, though, so I need a thinner bar. I can't do it with a larger barbell, but it's something good to train your grip as well, as I don't usually use lifting straps for most of my movements unless it's really heavy. So the deadlift didn't feel too bad. As I said, I was starting at a lighter RIR. I was having 2 reps in the reserve, maybe 3 if I really wanted to push it. And I wasn't going too heavy because this is my first time back in a long time. So it was just for me to gauge where I was at. So I was satisfied with 405 for now. We'll see where I get to the end of the year because I want to start training it again. So after deadlifts, we're moving to an incline barbell bench press. We're going to keep it simple. As usual, I'm warming up with the bar, and then I'm going to slap on a 45, warm up with that, and I'm warming up to my working set of about 190, I believe. So you do want to incline barbell bench press because you're going to hit the front delts and the upper pecs. So it's really a good bang for your buck, a good movement, and it's going to be a lighter variation on your flat dumbbell bench press because you're in an incline position, so you're weaker. But if you don't want to incline barbell bench press, consider the incline dumbbell bench press if you find that's better with your body, or you can consider decline push-ups, and you can load weight on your back if you want. I just find it very annoying, so I don't do that. But they are good alternatives if you're just starting out and like some calisthenic movements. But really 3 options for the incline barbell bench press. What height you should put your seat at. Some people like a low incline. I just use the typical incline. I don't overthink this aspect, but you do what you like. So for my reps today, I'm doing 8 to 10. I'm trying not to bounce it too much off my chest and just get it going clean. So on my last set, I got my good buddy Charlie to help me out, stay on the platform, give me a good spot because they were getting really grindy. So this last set, I was pretty close to failure, but that was good. It really helped me push, and then Charlie was there to spot just in case I guillotine myself. So always have your spot if you're really struggling. Next, we have unilateral leg work. So I'm choosing the lazy version today. I'm going to do a single leg extension. And you see I'm starting out really light, just barely moving that waist stack, feeling those quads. And with these, I'm really trying to squeeze at the top. I'm not trying to just kick it up. I'm really trying to feel it out. So I'm doing each leg at a time. You can always start with your weaker leg, because then you'll know how many reps to do to keep it balanced. And then you can always do your weaker leg, the stronger leg, then the weaker leg again, if you feel like you want to get some more reps to balance it out. Now, there's a lot of options you could do on this day for unilateral leg work. You have the single leg extension, like I'm doing. You can do a dumbbell lunge, and there are a million different variations of the lunges. Like as I discussed in the video, you can do static, walking, the kickback lunge, whatever you prefer, you just do that. You can do a Bulgarian split squat. I like those on the Smith machine. You can do each leg at a time, and I'm doing the single leg extension. So 3 exercises, but a bunch of little variations with each of those little exercises. And we already had a deadlift today, and those kind of work the legs. So we're choosing something as a lighter variation, so we're not fatiguing ourselves, because we already back squatted, we did our hamstrings, and now we want that unilateral leg work. Now with these, you can typically go basically to failure. I mean, you're not going to hurt yourself doing a leg extension. So I'm training with RPE 9 to 10. I maybe have like 1 rep in reserve, but I'm really just trying to go to failure on most of these, trying to get that extra rep for my workout logger. Nothing complicated, just good old simple training. So we have a silly superset, not triceps and biceps as usual. Today we're doing triceps and rear delts. You know why? Because both cable machines were open, and this was an anomaly, so I figured I might as well superset it in so I don't have to wait for the cable machine to come in. So I'm doing a overhead cable tricep extension, and I like my butt on the pole. When I find I'm like, a lot of people put the cable at the bottom, then they stand up and do it that way. I just find I'm arching my back too much, so it's a lot easier for me to put the cable behind me and then lean over. And then I'm doing a rear delt cable fly basically immediately after. I like these instead of the machine because there's always tension on that rear delt. I can really feel it working. Just keep your arms straight. And then you might feel a little tricep burn because you just did do your triceps, but it's minimal. It should be fine. So I like these on the cable. Now, if you don't want to do an overhead cable tricep extension, feel free to do skull crushers instead. Really, you just want a variation where your arms are overhead. So people like the French press. That has always bothered my wrists, so I didn't include it in the program. And honestly, I just forgot about it as an exercise. For the rear delts, if you don't like the cable pull aparts, or you're like my gym and that cable machine is taking a lot of time, so you can do the rear delt machine fly. You can do the rear delt dumbbell fly, my least favorite fly. The cable pull aparts, which I like. You can also do cable face pulls. My cable face pulls just suck. I never really feel them, so I just don't do them. The cable pull aparts, I'm doing a high rep range, 15 to 20, because this is something you're going to progressive overload with super slow, so you're going to probably want higher rep ranges. The overhead cable tricep extension, I'm doing sets of 12 to 15 on that. I'm doing reps of 12 to 15 on that. With all these, I'm training pretty close to failure, if not failure, just because they're isolation. So I'm really just going to go ham on them, and I'm not going to hit them again till the next workout because I have a day rest in between. So you can really just fatigue yourself if you want going hard on all 3 sets, but always shoot for that 1 extra rep each workout on one of your sets. If you don't get it, try again the next workout. And now we have the incline dumbbell curl. I was going to superset this with abs, but as you can see, Dan in the background has my freaking squat rack. So I have to wait. I have to be patient because the other captain's chair machine is not bolted to the ground, and it does fall over. Very scary. So I only do my hanging leg raises in that squat rack. So I did the warm up for the biceps just to gauge where I'm at. And now I'm switching to 40 pounds, getting a little heavier. I'm doing I'm doing reps of 8 to 12 today. So in this position for the biceps, you want your arms behind you. So you need either doing a seated incline dumbbell curl or a Bayesian cable curl. Those are your 2 options. Any position that puts your arm behind you and you're curling is fine for this slot. That's the main purpose of this exercise because you already did a barbell curl, you did the unilateral work with a dumbbell, and now you want something behind your body. Now, this exercise has got some hate from other people on the internet, specifically natural hypertrophy. I think it's a great exercise. I've been using it for years. It's good gains. Sure, the resistance curve is a little hard, but Boo-hoo is what I say. So Dan finally finished up his squats, so it's time for the hanging leg raises. Now these, I'm working up to my 3 sets of 8 to 10. I'm getting really close to 3 sets of 10. I'll probably extend the rep range to 3 sets of 12 before I really start working on some harder variations or just really trying to slow and control the movement. Now you can see I'm trying to keep my body back from swaying back. I'm not overly swaying. I'm trying to lock myself in the bottom so it's just not a momentum based movement, and I'm really using my abs to curl my legs up. It is difficult, so if you can't do this, make sure you start out with an easier variation. You can do a lying leg raise to start out, then start with a captain's chair knee raise, then a captain's chair leg raise, and then a hanging knee raise, and then a hanging leg raise. So I really laid it out in a simple progression, and you can start where you're at. I think any kind of bottom up ab movement is essential for a great six pack. Now, do I have a six pack right now? No, I have a very nice fluffy pack, but you guys can trust me. They'll be there again when I lean down, whenever that is. I don't know, I'm enjoying the fluffy state. The lady likes it too, so I'm probably just going to be hanging out in high 190s for a little bit, and the internet can suck it up. But I'm looking absolutely yoked hanging from this bar. So again, with all these, you want to focus on a curved motion with your feet, a curved motion bring up your legs instead of bringing up your legs straight up and down, because that's going to use a lot of hip flexors instead of your abs, which is okay. If you have weak hip flexors, you probably need to strengthen those. But just keep that in mind. It should be more of a curved motion for that ab treatment. And then if you really want to make these harder, you can put a dumbbell in between your feet, as you may have seen me do in other clips, just to make the rep range a lot smaller. But you're literally going to need like those little pink dumbbells your mom has, because adding on like 3 pounds in front of you gets very difficult. It makes the movement much, much harder. Check out this big boy gut right here, looking juicy under the light. And that's really it for the big boy basics, guys. I hope you all make a lot of progress. I hope you all make some great gains. If you feel like there's something I missed or things I did not explain clearly, please comment down below, and then I can touch upon that in maybe a future bonus type video. Again, if you like the series, please consider subscribing, leave a like. This is a small community that's slowly growing, so I'd love if you guys could join and leave your feedback as well. See you in the next video. Peace.